Creating custom Pokemon for you! Welcome back, everyone, to the show where we select lucky commenters to spin a series of random wheels that give us factors for a Pokemon that we then create just for you. It's gonna be an awesome episode today, y'all. We're gonna make 3 amazing custom Pokemon as always, so if you end up liking today's video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And of course, if you want a custom Pokemon for yourself, don't forget to leave a comment because I'll be randomly selecting people from this video's comments for the next episode. But without further ado, let's get into the first Pokemon. And this one will be for Pradeep, who said that they just watched every single episode back to back. That is absolutely awesome. Now let's make your own custom Pokemon to celebrate. So alright, Pradeep, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be regular. There's nothing wrong with that. Dang it, bad RNG on the wrong way. Now let's see how many times your Pokemon can evolve, and you are going to get 2, which makes you a full 3-stage evolution line. Now let's see what typing your Pokemon's going to be. Your first type is going to be the Dark type. That is one of the coolest types to make designs for easily, and Dark Dragon type. I mean, it just doesn't get any cooler than that. That is like one of the coolest type combinations possible. And the last step before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and you do, just barely there at the end, a corrupted form. This Pokemon is absolutely insane, especially for the first one of the day. If you've ever heard a strange sound from your attic at night, it might have been this little guy. The first stage of your Pokemon is Occupup, the takeover Pokemon. These Pokemon are born with no true home, as their species is known to abandon their eggs on rooftops before they hatch, leaving Occupup in a desperate struggle to find shelter from the moment they're born. And as a result, they're often led to break into the attics and spare rooms of houses, where they quietly lie, only leaving to feed on the occupants' leftover food. In fact, there just might be an Occupup above you right now. Upon reaching level 25, it would evolve into Occluclaw. These Pokemon no longer need to hide in the shadows, and instead take over homes by force, often attacking in large groups, bursting through the windows simultaneously, carrying away the occupants inside, before claiming the property for themselves. And once this happens, the only way to get your home back is to hire very expensive exterminators who can attempt to use fairy-type Pokemon to fight the Occluclaw infestation away, but even they aren't always successful. When exposed to a Duskstone, it would evolve into Occurage. These draconic monstrosities are now so powerful that they're no longer happy taking over simple abodes, and instead have set their sights on the world's most iconic architecture, making them the eternal enemy of the mythical Pokemon Carvgoyle that we made in the special French-themed episode. You see, Carvgoyle is a protector of great architecture, and it even has the ability to draw power from the structures it guards, giving it incredibly powerful forms like its Notre Dame-themed stained glass mode. And in these forms, Carvgoyle is strong enough to easily dispatch waves of Occurage before they become too big of an issue. Or at least that was until one day when a plan was hatched by the distant evil Cosmic Legendary, who sought to destroy Carvgoyle and eliminate one of Earth's greatest protectors. So it corrupted an Occurage, infusing it with the Cosmic type and greatly increasing its power, but more importantly, increasing its intelligence. As once Occurage attacked Carvgoyle's domain, it would instantly transform into its Pyramid mode and prepare its defense. However, something strange happened as the corrupted Occurage didn't attack Carvgoyle, and instead launched an attack against the structure itself, destroying the source of Carvgoyle's power as it unexpectedly reverted back to its base form, leaving it helpless against the corrupted threat as the Chaos God chuckled from the cosmos as it watched its scheme play out flawlessly. In terms of stats, Occurage is very powerful and has insane physical attack. However, just like all the other corrupted form Pokemon, while its stats are really good, it does have one glaring weakness, that being its abysmal special defense stat. And for the shiny, I went with this all black shiny because it looked absolutely awesome. But now let's get into the second Pokemon. But before we get into that, I just hit 1 million subscribers, and obviously I have to talk about that. I just want to start by saying thank you so much to each and every single one of you who's ever had any interaction with my content at all, because this was only possible because of you. And I know anytime anyone hits a big milestone like this, they always say that, but for this YouTube channel in particular, it could not be more true. This channel has always been about interacting with the community and getting people excited about fan-made Pokemon and getting people excited about art. And so when I say this milestone is only possible because of you who are watching this right now, with this channel more than any other, it is absolutely true, so thank you so much. But I also want to give a huge shout out to the artists who have worked on this series. They're the ones who have brought our ideas in Pokemon to life. This series could not exist without them, so I'm going to give very specific places where you can best support them, and I really encourage you to do so. First of all, super exciting, Devesa Illustrations is the artist that has worked on the series for the longest, and they actually just started their own series, which is pretty similar to this one on YouTube, where they're making Pokemon based off prompts given to them by the comments. So after you're done with this video, make sure to check out their new video and leave your best idea for a Pokemon there, because they might actually turn it into a real design. Next up, Serial Bell has made some of your favorite designs in this series, and they can be found on Instagram. They take commissions, so if you've ever wanted to commission your own fan-made Pokemon, then link in the description to their Instagram. That is a great place to do so. Halfod Region, again, another amazing artist. They even made Accurage, which I just showed off. They can also be found on Instagram, and not only are they making their own fan-made Pokemon region, but they're also making custom music for that region. In fact, one of their songs is playing right now. Le Petit Art, again, another amazing artist. They take commissions and can be found on Instagram. Same thing with Poketrainer VB and Legends Karios Pokemon. They're both pretty new to the series, but they've already made some of your favorite designs. Please go check them out. And before we get back into it, I just wanted to say that even though this channel just hit 1 million subs, I'm in no way planning on phoning it in at all. I only see this as more motivation, and I promise to keep giving you reasons to be excited about this channel each and every single day. And I really do mean that. Like, when I say I'm not quitting the series until each and every single one of you gets your own custom Pokemon, I am not kidding. And even if you don't get a custom Pokemon, I have a fan-made game coming out that anyone can play, and I even have some super secret stuff in the works that I can't even tell you about. But seriously, y'all, thank you so much for this incredible milestone. It literally means the world to me. I'm living my dream, and it's only possible because of y'all, and I could never repay you back, but I promise to try. It really does mean the world. Sorry for the yap, but you only hit 1 million subs once, so I figured I'd take advantage of it. But now let's get back into the second Pokemon. And this one will be for Crimson Chaos, who said that the Fridio line in the last episode made them think that there should be a sound type in Pokemon. And I've actually thought about adding the sound type to our fan-made region, but I feel like we already have the cosmic type, and one fan-made type is enough. But it's still super interesting. But anyways, Crimson, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be a fossil Pokemon. It's been a while, sweet. So now let's see how many times your fossil Pokemon can evolve, and you got 0, which makes you a 1-stage fossil, just like Aerodactyl. And now let's see what typing your Pokemon's going to be, besides, of course, the rock type, and it's the ice type. That's interesting. That's the exact same typing as Amoris. And the last step before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and you do. A signature ability. We're 2 for 2 on X Factors. That's hot. This next Pokemon is very clever. Your Pokemon is Polazar, the Frostbite Pokemon. These Pokemon were some of the most effective hunters in the ancient Pokemon world, as they were extremely quick and agile, and equipped with razor-sharp icicle talons, which could slice straight through even the toughest of hives. And if all this wasn't enough, they also had the special ability to spray an extremely frigid icy mist from their mouth, which when aimed at prey would cause their internal temperature to rapidly drop, stiffening up their bodies and slowing down their movements tremendously, and allowing packs of Polazar to close in and finish the job. And it's this Pokemon's icy breath which is reflected in its signature ability, Frosty Bite, which states that any time that Polazar uses a bite-based move like Crunch or Ice Fang, it will cause the target speed to be lowered after the damage is dealt, giving this ultra-offensive aggressive sweeper a surprising amount of utility. In terms of stats, Polazar has very good physical attack and pretty solid speed as well, which is good because it'll hit like a truck, and even though it's not very fast, it'll outspeed things a lot of the time because of its signature ability. And for the shiny, I went with this yellow color because it made the Pokemon look like it's wearing gold jewelry. But now let's get into the third Pokemon, and this one will be for Tiny Turtle 3000, who said that these videos make their day. That's awesome to hear. So, alright, Turtle, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you're going to be regular. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a world record! Now let's see how many times your Pokemon can evolve, and you are going to get 1, which makes you a classic 2-stage evolution line. Now let's see what typing your Pokemon's going to be. Your first up is going to be the Ghost type. That is one of the coolest types to make designs for easily, and you're actually pure Ghost type, because your second type was none. And the last step before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and none this time. These Pokemon are like brothers, only closer. The first stage of your Pokemon is Doodle, the shared soul Pokemon. These Pokemon are born with an incredibly strong but strange connection to the fellow members of their species, as packs of Doodle appear to share fragments of the same soul, essentially making them one entity. In fact, Doodles are so connected to each other that they actually feel each other's pain, as if any member of their pack is wounded, every other member will feel as if they suffer the exact same fate. And this causes packs of Doodle to be extremely protective of one another, because protecting each other is just as important as protecting themselves. At level 41, it would evolve into Ditch Doll. This Pokemon has now removed the large needle that was once pierced through the middle of its body, and in doing so has now broken its bond with the other members of its species, as it appears that it was actually this needle that was responsible for their previously interwoven souls. However, now that it's removed, Ditch Doll is left with no soul at all, and can now be seen wandering aimlessly, only knowing a hollow, empty feeling and a longing for a family that it once had. In terms of stats, Ditch Doll is a physically attacking ghost type with decent special bulk, but bad HP. And for the shiny, I went with this green color because I thought it looked like a zombie. But that's gonna do it for today's episode, y'all. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe before you go. And if you want to watch more episodes of the Custom Pokemon series, there's a bunch in this playlist. I'm gonna get right back to making some awesome custom Pokemon for you, so I'll see you in the next episode. But until then, peace.